So here we are, my friends, episode 50 of the Let's Play, which is going to be the first world tour and map download from this world. My name is Python, and if this is the first video you're watching here on this channel, a massive warm welcome to you. I hope you'll enjoy what you'll see on this world and tour, and I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button. And to all of you existing folks, a massive thank you as always for all of your incredible support you've been showing this series so far. I really appreciate it a ton. Now, just a tiny bit of housekeeping before we begin on the tour. When you download the world, you will be stood here, and you'll be able to grab all of my gear out of here, and all of my ender chest contents from in here. Now, when you do go to download the world, you might notice it is quite big. It's about 1.8 gigabytes in size. So if you don't have that great of an internet connection, I am sorry, but you're just gonna have to deploy some patience. Usually, I would prune my chunks for world download, so they are a more manageable size. But unfortunately, in the 26.3 snapshot, there are some pretty nasty bugs which basically prevent me from being able to prune chunks without there being all sorts of weird chunk errors. But as always, my friends, those are the dangers when you play in snapshots. Bugs are to be expected, and some of them might be quite bad. Now, in terms of a little bit more info about this World End series, it started back in March of 2026, and believe it or not, I've actually been daily uploading episodes from this series since episode 27. So if you want to make daily Minecraft content from me a part of your daily routine, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and especially make sure you ding that notification bell. And if you are new around here and you want to maybe catch up on this series, or you just want to check out some more Minecraft content from this world, check out the playlist link on screen. It'll also be showed at the end of today's world tour. So without further ado, where to start from but the start. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my episode 1 starter house. You might notice it's got kind of like a teepee looking roof, and as unique starter bases go from me, yeah, I'd say that's pretty up there. It's pretty nice. It's got a little bit of cropland out front, which served us quite well in terms of giving us food at the start of the game. And when we go in, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of storage chests in here. There wasn't always. It was a more manageable amount of storage back in the day. But yeah, we got ourselves a few pets in here. We've got little Squishy, a baby sulfur cube. We've got Willow, which is a kitty cat named after one of you folks in the community who went for a top tier membership. And I got a couple of parrot friends in here as well who are yet to be named. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot going on. We've got all 16 colors of dye. There's even storage embedded into the floor, my friends. There's a lot going on. And do you want to know the craziest thing? We're on episode 50 here, right? I'm still yet to have a fully centralized storage room. I'm still using my episode 1 base, for the most part, for storage. I have recently made a storage room, however, to contain a certain group of blocks, but in terms of storing the vast majority of items and blocks, yeah, I don't really have too much going on in terms of organized storage, aside from the episode 1 base. But yeah, heading out the back here, we got ourselves a little bit of a backyard where we can admire all of the lovely views around here. A nice dark oak forest over there, the entrance to the ocean way over there, and some lovely builds way over there, which we'll check out just a little bit later. So popping outside here, if we first of all head on over to the left, what we've got going on here is a little bit of a fishing shack cove, complete with a fisherman villager who we can sell the various bits and bobs we get from fishing to. We can sell pufferfish to get emeralds, sell tropical fish to get emeralds, and check this out for a fishing rod trade. Pretty amazing, right? You need only 4 of these for 4 emeralds, and you've got yourself a god fishing rod. And you know something else? I discovered a little bit of a hack with these fisherman villagers. If I was to get myself an emerald, check this out. Instead of providing 6 raw cod to get 6 cooked cod, I can now provide only 1 raw cod and get 6 cooked cods out of it. It's so cheaty. It's like duplicating food. It's incredible. But yeah, a good amount of stuff going on in here. A little bit of a bedspread there. We've got some bits and bobs which I've captured from fishing. I mean, there's a lot of enchanted stuff in here. And then, yeah, down here we've got like various other bits and bobs we get from fishing as well. And then opening this door, we've got ourselves a nice little safety cove here. And a seat complete with a cushion that we can actually sit on. It's pretty cool, right? Cushions are like one of the greatest additions to Minecraft of all time. Like, I cannot be convinced otherwise. So then, let's go explore the mansion. We got incredibly lucky with the spawn in this world. Honestly, my friends, you'll have to take my word for it. I didn't use a seed for this world. This is just completely randomly generated. And yeah, we just so happened to have a woodland mansion near spawn. Now, I realise, of course, that back in 2019, I had another Let's Play where I sort of set up base in a mansion. But yeah, this time round, my goodness me, there's going to be a lot of amazing stuff to come. And I've already done a good amount of amazing stuff in there. So without further ado, let's head inside. So, checking out the ground floor. How are we going to do this? Let's go clockwise. So, we pop on over this way. And as you can see, we've got ourselves a hostile mob drop farm, complete with a passive mode toggle, which is what it is in at the moment. The mobs spawn right up at the top of the mansion, but still technically within the mansion. They drop down here, and the soul fire campfires kill them. And as you can see, we get ourselves a bunch of drops. And these copper golems go ahead and automatically sort everything out for me. As you can see, they're going through the chests, trying to find the correct ones to put their bits and bobs in. We've got this guy here with a bone. Oh, hang on. Nah, mate, come over here. You're so close. Yeah, needless to say, it's not the quickest sorting system in the entire world, but pretty much I just leave these little dudes do it, and they do the job eventually, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, moving around, we've got a bunch of various bits and bobs. This is supposed to be a little bit of a mob head display area. As you can see, I've only got a skeleton head, which actually I got from an ancient city. Got a bunch of armor stands. Eventually, I'm going to have one of every sort of armor on each. And then we've got this guy, the super rare, naturally spawned diamond armored zombie. Needless to say, we had to name him so we could keep him. And yeah, as you can see, he's just sat in here forevermore. You'll never be able to escape. But anyways, moving around, we got ourselves a little bit of a mini auto smelter setup, which is where I smelt some of the armor bits I get from the hostile mob drop farm there. And then in the corner, we've got somewhere we can sell the rotten flesh to get a supply of XP and emeralds. Goes without saying, this room isn't quite finished yet. It's pretty much there functionally, but visually, there's still a little bit to be done. For example, I'd like to make myself a little bit of a sort of second floor walkway going above all of the chests and various bits and bobs here, just so we've got a little bit of a viewpoint. Oh, and I've temporarily blocked off these rooms with blocks so zombies can't get in here and infect my villagers in the corner there. So yeah, that's what's going on with these. So continuing around, there are a whole bunch of blank rooms still, which will eventually be filled up with stuff. I've got myself a big staircase going to the second and top floors there. And if we continue round, we have ourselves a diamond mine, which splits off to actually become 3 diamond mines. And then we're getting to the more fun, more lovely looking stuff. These are our automatic sheep shearing farms, and as you can see in the item frames, we've got 4 colours of sheep in each one. If we pop on over here, we've got ourselves the other 8 colours as well. I absolutely love these sheep farms. They are so easy to set up, and I just love how good they look as well. So yeah, popping into here, this is the first wool farm we set up, but then it was only last episode we set up all the other ones, so yeah, these ones don't have a great deal in them. These doorways basically go to a little bit of a maintenance area. I mean, I don't think I'll need to really come down into the underbellies of this place, but in case we do, There we go. And then moving round, we've got ourselves a couple of L-shaped rooms here. This one is a fully automatic sugarcane farm. I mean, it's a pretty standard design, isn't it? But we've got a whole bunch of little bits and bobs going on. We've got the sugarcane here, of course. In these barrels, we've got ourselves gunpowder. And then in these barrels, we've got ourselves a bunch of paper. So this almost sort of becomes like a one-stop shop for firework rocket making. And then, for additional storage, we've got ourselves some sugarcane inside some shelving units. Continuing round, we've got ourselves not one, but two fully automatic, super easy cactus farms, with the output chest being just here. As you can see, there's a good amount going on there. And then, we've got ourselves another L-shaped room, and this is a bamboo farm, done in the exact same style as the sugarcane farm. And, well, as you can see, there's a lot going on. Bamboo grows a heck of a lot faster than sugarcane, doesn't it? So, yeah, it hasn't taken all that long for us to start getting, like, full stacks of bamboo blocks. So keeping on going, this is eventually going to become another diamond mine. I just need to dig it out and get it done. But continuing around again, another staircase. Basically, we've gone for symmetry with this ground floor here. In terms of the layout of the paths and the rooms, another empty room there. But then, check this out. This is a fully completed room. This is our World of Color storage area. We have all 16 colors in here, and basically how this is going to work is we've got ourselves a storage chest for just about every dyeable block in this entire game. And the block beneath the chest represents what is in the chest. So we've got ourselves concrete for this one. We've got wool for this one. We've got glass for this one. And then terracotta and glazed terracotta in this one. And then the barrels in the middle here contain just all the sort of miscellaneous stuff as well. Like, I don't know, dyed candles and beds and stuff like that. I absolutely love this room. It might actually be my favorite room in this entire mansion so far. I mean, just look at all the lovely colors. And we're making use of the brand new concrete stairs here as well. And the concrete slabs. So yeah, all is looking well. And then round the outskirts here, I've got myself a nice little aquarium. Complete with a bunch of fishy friends. Quite where the fishy friends are, I don't know. Are they all, like, stuck up at the ceiling? Yeah, they are. Oh, there they are. Yeah, there's a whole bunch going on here. Oh, wow, look at all these guys. But anyways, continuing round, we go to the center of the ground floor, and pretty much it just hosts a nether portal. Eventually, I would like to make an automatic storage system for the blocks that you get in more plentiful amounts. Things like dirt and grass and stone, cobble, deep slate, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, for now, not too much going on. And then this is where I have a resident vindicator. My intention is to see if I can get this guy to break his axe. There has been a lot of comments in the comments area though lately suggesting that these guys can't break their axes and that it's just pillagers with their crossbows that can break their gear. I don't know if that is actually the case or not. I need to do some investigating with that one. So, heading upstairs to the first floor. If I'm being honest, there's nothing going on here just yet. We've got ourselves a whole bunch of rooms laid out and lit up, and we've got ourselves quite a nice looking large room at the center here. And I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of screaming closet vibes to me. Maybe this could be an area to showcase all of the different armor trims in this game. But yeah, like I say, just a whole bunch of empty rooms. I do have some plans for some of them, but the majority of them, yeah, I need to rack through my brain to try and come up with some ideas. Similar to the ground floor, though, there's a couple of L-shaped rooms, and then back here is a massive room. On a little bit of a something-something, planning-wise for this room, and you'll find out what it will be in the next coming episodes. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So, let's continue up the stairs. And even when it comes to the top floor, I haven't really done too much. We've got ourselves a room here containing the Chaos Cubed blocks and items. This isn't going to be their final location, though. Eventually, I'd like to have some rooms just dedicated to showing what has been added with various updates since I started the series. But yeah, carrying on, again, empty rooms, and another one here, and then we have another fully completed room. This is our enchanting room, complete with purple carpets, quite a lot of particle effects, and a whole bunch of storage chests which are nicely organized. And then we pop up here, and we've got ourselves a whole bunch of storage, almost like a library up here. So there we are, my friends. That's everything I've done with this mansion so far. There's a heck of a lot more still to do, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the future episodes. If you have any suggestions as what some of these rooms could be filled with, leave them in the comments area down below. And who knows, you might just see your suggestion make it into the series. So my friends, time to check out these giant builds over here. I think what we'll do is we'll start off with this over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our Seatropolis project. And what this started off as is an ocean monument underwater. I have since drained the ocean monument, entirely dug it out, covered it over with a layer of grass, and as you can see here, this is a guardian spawning area, the first of 4. As you can see, we've got ourselves a whole bunch of soul sand at the bottom, meaning that this entire area is a soul sand bubble elevator. The guardians spawn within there, they go straight up to the top, and then they funnel through some tubes down to this drop chamber right here. And they take such an enormous amount of fall damage from this fall that I can do this. Literally one-shot them. So handy. A very, very good source of XP and Prismarine related drops. XP especially, though. For any of you guys who don't know, Guardians actually provide double the amount of experience points that the regular mobs, i.e. creepers, zombies, and skeletons do. I believe they only offer 5 experience points, but these guys offer 10. So you can get yourself from 0 levels up to 30 in quite literally half the time it would take to do it via creeper, skeleton, and zombie killing. So, to get out of here, we have to fly through this gap. Needless to say, we need to make ourselves a proper entry and exit system at some point. But check this out. This is the first completed Guardian spawning tower. And my goodness me, is it ginormous. In fact, let me go ahead and do some calculations here real quick. Down the bottom here, we're at Y63. And way up at the tippity top here, we're at Y117. That is a height of 54 blocks, isn't it? Quite possibly one of the single tallest builds I think I've ever done, aside from maybe the towers I made in Tower Bay on Hermitcraft Season 6. It's just enormous. And I love it, and I can't wait to replicate this in the other 3 corners, thus basically quadrupling the spawn rates of the Guardians for our Guardian farm. The only other thing I've done here, my friends, is I made this iron farm. Only in the last episode, actually, but yeah, we have ourselves an iron farm, and it's starting to garner up a nice starting supply of iron. It's a very, very simple design. And what I'm going to wind up doing eventually is I'm going to make a build that has this inside of it. Because right now, this doesn't look all that great, to be honest with you. Eventually, the plan is we'll have these 4 towers in the corners. We're going to have ourselves a couple of towers for a couple of iron farms. Yep, you heard that right. I'm going to make this iron farm again over there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have ourselves either a whole bunch of lovely prismarine walls acting as the city/town limits, or the alternative is I go ahead and make myself a bunch of sort of smaller builds in between the towers, which will sort of inadvertently form a wall, if that makes sense. But anyways, that's what I've got going on at Seatropolis at the moment. It took a long time to get this project properly started on account of having to drain out and entirely rid the ocean monument. One thing I'm trying not to do is do too much in each episode. I like to take my time when it comes to doing stuff in Minecraft. I'm not one of these people who will make like 3 months worth of progress in one video. That's just not the sort of person I am. I can't do that. For me, it's a completely unsustainable way of doing things. And more than anything, I don't want to burn out. Only I've been really enjoying making the daily Minecraft videos on this world. And judging by all the support that you guys have been showing towards these videos and the series and the channel, seems like you guys enjoy the daily uploads as well, which is really lovely to see. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, the way I do things in Minecraft is little and often. In the case of draining out the Ocean Monument area, for example, I did a little bit of progress per episode, and then alongside it, I did something else. So yeah, just a nice little nifty way of trying to maintain a bit of variety in the series, rather than just working on one solitary thing. Anyway, that's enough of how I like to do things. Let's carry on with the tour, and believe it or not, this is the final bit of the tour. When it comes to the nether and the end, I haven't built anything at all, with the exception of the beginnings of a nether portal tunnel network in the nether, but I haven't decorated it. I might go ahead and show it to you at the end of the episode, but, you know, it's not really too interesting in the grand scheme of things. What is interesting, however, is this place here. I don't know if I ever gave a name to this island, but that's how this place started. It was literally just an island, and I decided to convert it entirely into a mini settlement, which is functional in many, many ways. Starting off with Jones the villager here, providing me with my golden carrots as my permanent food source. Inside of this windmill is where Jones lives. He has a bed, he has a workstation. I've even got an automatic bone meal maker here, which is pretty nifty. And then in the ceiling here, we've got ourselves a little bit of storage for the various bits and bobs that we get from this area, including honeycomb, which reminds me, actually, it's been a while since I've harvested the honeycomb here. Yeah, there we are. Nice little honey top up right there. For the most part, I've just been using the honey to wax the copper golems you saw earlier. Other than that, I haven't really done anything with them. But anyways, moving on, we've got ourselves a little creeper face fountain feature here, which, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. And then we have ourselves a lighthouse, and this is a functional lighthouse. We take the bubble elevator up to the very tippity top, and this lighthouse is quite literally a lighthouse. It contains storage for just about every source of lighting in the entire game. Jack-o'-lanterns, glowberries, sea pickles, glow lichen. We've got sea lanterns. We've got candles, copper lanterns, regular lanterns, campfires, torches, glowstone, shroom light. I mean, just about everything you can think of. And then we can head right up to the tippity top, where we've got a massive E here. E for Elytra. So then, all that's left to show is this house right here. Quite a large house as well. We've got ourselves a nice little living room here, complete with sofas that actually are sittable. We have cushions on them. I love cushions, I really, really do. But yeah, checking out the other rooms. This is what I have called the prismarine processing area, whereby we've got storage for all of the prismarine blocks and materials. And then heading over to the opposite room, this is basically just a kitchen. It's as simple as that. We've got ourselves storage for various food bits. Furnaces, we've got smokers, and even a little bit of a brewing area. It's all rather lovely. And then we take the stairs up to the next floor. We've got ourselves a very luxurious triple magenta bedspread here, my friends, which I'm going to have a little bit of a snooze upon real quick. And then either side of the staircase are two further storage rooms. One side is for storing blocks, and then the other side is for storing items. And yeah, I've got things nicely organized here. For example, we've got flower pots with flowers, wood-related decorative stuffs. Yeah, it's all nicely organized. Now, did any of you guys see the secret door? We've got ourselves a secret door here, leading down to a nether portal basement. So, let's check out the Nether Tunnel Portal Network, shall we? We pop ourselves into here, and yeah, like I said before, the beginnings of a Nether Portal Tunnel Network. We have several portals going to several places. This one, for example, goes to the mansion, that big old room at the bottom center. I believe that this over here goes to the stronghold? I think. I could be wrong with that. I always forget which way around it is, because the other portal, which is way, way, way down here, leads to our desert area where I grab a whole ton of sand from, which I needed, of course, to drain out the ocean monument as part of the Cetropolis project. But yeah, believe it or not, my friends, that is just about it in terms of the stuff I wanted to show for this first world tour here. Now, on the surface of it, it probably doesn't look like I've done a great deal, certainly not building-wise. It's only in the last 5 or so episodes that I've really started to do a lot more building. And again, that's because I had to spend a heck of an amount of time draining out the ocean monument and getting rid of it entirely. And then, of course, when it comes to the mansion and the rooms within the mansion, yeah, on the outside, it just looks like a bog-standard mansion. But no, when you go inside, that's when things start getting a bit more interesting. So again, it's kind of a weird case of it doesn't look like I've done much in this world, but I really have when you look under the surface. So on that note, my friends, it is time to wrap up this world tour episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you folks have enjoyed today's episode. Drop a like if you have. I very much appreciate it, and it would help this video get out there on the YouTube algorithm. And if you don't want to miss out on my future Minecraft content, make sure you hit that subscribe button with those bell notifications turned on. And if you're interested in some more Minecraft content from this world, check out the Serious playlist. It's on screen for you guys right now. Other than that, thanks for watching, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.